Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for your attendance. Before we start our discussion, let's pray together. Pray begin. Pray finish. Before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Regita Shabina. I am as a leader in this discussion. And for the scriber name is Gatra Iksano Fikri. Okay, for the scriber, can start to share screen. Okay, thank you. Before we go to the first step, does anyone wants to read the scenario? Can raise hand. Okay, Aulia.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Let me read the scenario first. Jeff, a smoker of more than 30 years, has come to see you and tells you that he has tried to quit smoking unsuccessfully in the past. A friend of his, however, successfully quit with acupuncture. Should he try it? Other interventions you know about are nicotine replacement therapy and antidepressant. Thank you.
Thank you, Rama. Okay, guys, let's move on to the first step. In the first step, we find the difficult words based on the scenario. For number one, if anyone wants to give their opinion, just raise hand. Yes, Faiza.
The difficult word for me is nicotine. Thank you.
Thank you, Faiza. Next, for the number two. Yes, please, Hilmi.
Thank you, leader. Permission to add a question about difficult word. A difficult word is antidepressant.
Okay, thank you, Hilmi. Next, for number three, Ranti.
Thank you, leader. Permission to ask question about difficult word acupuncture.
Okay, thank you, Ranti. Next, yes, Rama.
Thank you. The next word, therapy.
Thank you, Rama. Next, for number five, does anyone wants to add some difficult words? If no one doesn't want to add, okay. For step for find the difficult words is already done. So after this, let's answer the difficult words. For number one, who wants to answer? Can raise hand. Yes, Ali.
Okay, thanks, leader. I will answer number one, nicotine. Nicotine is addictive substance found in tobacco products such as cigarettes and cigars.
Okay, thank you, Ali. Does anyone wants to add for number one? If no one, let's move to number 2. It is antidepressant. If anyone wants to answer, okay. Yes, Felicia.
I want to answer number 2, antidepressant. Antidepressant is medication used to treat depressive disorder and to help manage some medication.
Sorry, can you repeat the answer, please?
Medication used to treat depressive disorder and to help manage some addiction. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Felicia. For number 2, does anyone wants to add something or add something? If no one wants to add, let's move to number 3. That is acupuncture. Who wants to answer? Just raise your hand. Okay, Yatra. Yes, please.
All right, thank you for the chance, leader. I will answer the third difficult word, that is acupuncture. Acupuncture is inserting needles through the skin at specific points, usually on the back, to cure disease or relieve pain. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yatra. In number 3, I want to add something. It is acupuncture is a traditional Chinese medicine. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Maybe number 3 is enough. Let's move on to number 4. If anyone wants to answer number 4. Yes, please, Nerida.
Thank you, leader. My answer is, what is therapy? Therapy is the process of meeting with a therapist to resolve problematic behavior, to resolve problematic behaviors, feelings, relationship issue, and somatic responses. Thank you.
Thank you, Rida. Okay, in number 4, does anyone wants to add therapy? If no one's, let's, okay, if no one's, okay, for the first step is already finished. Let's move on to the second step. In the second step, we make the question based on the scenario. For number 1, who wants to give their opinion, just raise hand. If anyone wants to give their opinions for number 1. Maybe from, okay. Yes, Felicia.
I want to ask about why people start smoking and why it's so hard to quit. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Felicia. Okay, like next for number 2. Yes, please, Rama.
Thank you. I like to ask how acupuncture can help you to stop smoking. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rama. Let's move to number 3. Yes, please, Merida.
Thank you, leader. I want us to, what's the difference? What's the difference between therapy and acupuncture? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Merida. For number 4, I want to ask, is it, what are the disadvantages of acupuncture? What are the disadvantage of acupuncture? Thank you. Yes, for Helmi.
Thank you. I want to ask to which is the best method to quit smoking?
Okay, thank you, Helmi. If anyone wants to add some question in step 2, or enough, I think is enough for step 2. So for the first step, for the second step is already finished. So we go to the third step. On this third step, we answer the question made from the second step. Okay. Who wants to answer number 1? Can raise hand. Yes, well then.
Okay, thanks. I will answer of number 1 question is why people start smoking and why it's so hard to quit. My answer is usually starting from curiosity, then addiction. Then why it's so hard to quit smoking? Because the effect of nicotine addiction, there's no will to stop smoking. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, well done. Before we go to number 2, I want to add some answer in number 1. I just want to add why it is so hard to quiet. So cigarette contain chemical substance in it. Contain chemical substance in it. called nicotine. Nicotines give effect for smoker. For smoker, such an addiction. So people who smoke is getting difficult to stop it. Okay, that's all. Thank you. So for number 1, who wants to add again? If no one's, let's move to number 2. It is how acupuncture can help you to stop smoking. Who wants to answer number 2 can raise hand. Yes, please, Ranti.
Okay, thank you, leader. I want to answer number 2. How acupuncture can help you to stop smoking. The first, this therapy is done by inserting small needles into several. This therapy is done by inserting small. Is done by inserting small needles into several parts of the body to stimulate something in your body. And
Can you please repeat the answer, please?
okay, this therapy is done by inserting small needles into several parts. Needles onto several parts of the body to stimulate something in your body. And the second, in this case, smoker will be stimulated by reducing the symptoms. Smoker will be stimulated by reducing the symptoms that trigger you to want to smoke. Okay, maybe enough, leader.
Okay, thank you, Ranti. So in number 2, is anyone wants to add something in number 2? If no one, we will continue to the number 3. It is, what is the difference between therapy and acupuncture? If anyone wants to answer, just raise hand. Yes, please, Faiza.
Okay, thank you, leader. I'm gonna explain about my answer. The difference between them is, the first is the therapy. Therapy is focused for using strong simulations on the muscles to get them to release. But the acupuncture doesn't use strong stimulation. It's based on the theory and using points.
Maybe you can.
I'm sorry?
Maybe you say it slowly, very slowly. Okay.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna repeat it again.
Okay, thank you.
But the therapy focus on using strong stimulation, and the acupuncture doesn't use strong stimulation. and it based on the theory and using points to heal the body naturally. Thank you.
Thank you, Faiza. Is anyone wants to add number 3? If no one, oh yeah. Yes, Faiza.
I want to add answer number 3. Can try by gradually reducing nicotine. Use that way. Body will adjust to the change. Adjust to the change. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Felicia, for the answer. Okay, for number 3, I think is enough. So we go to the number 4. It is, what are the disadvantages of acupuncture? Who wants to answer number 4? Just raise hand. Okay, Gatra.
All right, thank you for the chance, leader. I want to answer the fourth question. What are the disadvantages of acupuncture? The disadvantages, as far as I know, there is no side effect or disadvantages from acupuncture. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Gatra. For number 4, does anyone wants to add something? Or, okay. Yes, please, Murida.
Thank you, leader. My answer is, what is the disadvantage of acupuncture? Acupuncture can cause fatigue. Acupuncture can cause fatigue, dizziness, and skin rashes. Rashes. RHA. SHES. Maybe enough. Thank you. Yes, itu Aulia in the chat.
Thank you, Rama and Murida. Okay, for number 4, I think is enough. Oh, okay, Ranti. Yes, please.
Okay, thanks, leader. I want to add answer number 4. Disadvantage of acupuncture is infection because the tools are not sterile. Maybe enough, leader. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ranti, for the answer. It can be infection. Yeah. I think, does anyone wants to add for number 4? If no one, let's move to number 5. which is the best method to quit smoking? Is anyone wants to answer? Number 5, can raise hand. Yes, please. Ali.
Okay, I will answer number 5, which is the best method to quit smoking. The best method is therapy. For example, pharmacological therapy that makes people quit smoking within 3 months using the drug varenicline. For example, pharmacological therapy that makes people quit smoking within 3 months using I will write answer in chat Zoom, etc. You can see my answer in chat Zoom.
Okay, thank you, Ali, for the answer. Maybe Gatra can open the chat Zoom. Okay, thank you. For number 5, does anyone wants to add some answer or different answer? Okay, if no one wants to add, for step 3, Alhamdulillah is already done, and all of the discussion is also finished. Okay, before we close this discussion, let's say hamdalah and pray kafaratul majlis. Pray, begin. Pray, finish. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.